Hi everybody, so tonight we're going to put together a little sequence for your hips and your glutes primarily. So all you need is a mat and a thin block for your head. It's a short but sweet sequence just to get those hip muscles working and just to bring a bit of mobility into your hips. To start off with, take your legs out in front of you, so about hip distance apart, knees nicely bent. Take your weight back on your hands behind you, and then we're just going to roll both knees a little bit one way and the other. So to start off with, just having that roll from side to side, and then as you get a feeling that things are warming up slightly, you can start to push a little bit more into the range. That knee that's driving through, just press it down, working into that internal rotation, letting the other knee drop down onto the floor. Like little windscreen wipers, wiping across, pushing and working through that hip range. Good. If you're happy like this, carry on. If you want to work a little bit harder, take your hands across your chest and then take the knees without having that hand support. It just works the core just a little bit more. Try not to edge yourself forward. It's easy to just to creep forward with this one. It's much harder to do without your hands behind you, as you can see. Good, couple each way. Good, well done. Right, we're going to come and line your side now. It doesn't matter what side we start, we're going to do both. Taking the bottom arm overhead, pop the thin block between your head and your arm. So you've got that nice support. If your shoulder doesn't want to do that, bend your arm up or have a bigger block underneath your head or cushion so that you're keeping that neck in line and supported basically. Knees are bent up, so hips and shoulders are stacked. So if you're looking from above, your shoulders and your hips are on top of each other. And then we're just going to draw that top hip away. So you're going to lengthen through that top side of your body to create a little gap between your waist and the floor. That's your mouse hole. I don't want you to squash it. Okay, start off with clam level 1. So we're just going to lift the top knee, keeping the feet together and then lower. So make sure with this one that your hips aren't rolling back. A hand on the top hip's really helpful to give you a bit of feedback for this. What you don't want to be doing is involving the spine or your fingertips just onto the mat if you need a bit of balance. But have a go popping your hand up there. Good. Lovely. Last one at level 1. And then we'll take both feet up to level 2 and lift and lower. So the feet are just both floated up off the floor a few inches, and you're continuing with that rotation through the hip. Hopefully you start to feel it through that lateral buttocks, so that edge of the hip. Keep an eye that you're not rotating. Keep your core engaged so you're not squashing the mouse hole. Okay, now we're going to add a knee extension. So in your open position, kicking that knee away and then bending it back and lowering down. So you lift the knee, straighten the knee, bend the knee and lower down. Keep an eye on what's happening at the thigh, so that wants to be staying dead still. Often mistakes are that as you straighten out away from you. So one of the key things that gives you an idea you're doing it well is that as you straighten your knee away, you bend it and your feet come back together. So that's when you know you're doing a really good job of it. Good, hopefully you're really feeling this. I know I can. We're going to make the next one your last one. Keep pushing through, always add an extra one when you're feeling tired. Good, resting down, giving yourself a few moments break. And then we're going to extend the legs out long. So your legs can be pretty much in line with your body, if not slightly in front. If you glance down, you can just see your toes poking under. Keep that feeling of length through the top side. You've got a little gap for your waist still there. Okay, we're going to do side kick level 2. So floating the top leg up to hip height. The bottom leg ideally is straight. If you're struggling with your balance, either pull your toe up towards you so you've got a little bit of a balance, that will give you a bit of assistance with your balance, or you can slightly add a knee bend to that bottom leg. Okay, but if we can, keep it straight. Leg is floating at hip height, and then you're just going to kick it forward as though you were gliding it along an imaginary coffee table and back. So it comes back in line with you and then kicks forward. So the kick forward must be around keeping that only as far as you can, keeping the lower back in its neutral position. Keep your mouse hole nicely intact so you're not collapsing through the waist. And you're getting that nice smooth glide forward and back. You can do your breath out as you go away and a breath in to come back. If you need your fingertips on the mat to balance, try not to hold onto the mat or put too much weight. It should just be a light balance. If you're putting too much weight, your core's not doing the job it's meant to be doing. 2 more of these kicks forward and back. Forward and back. And lowering down. Good. So you should have felt that again in a similar area. And give you a mini break. And we're going to go on to your hip abduction. So lifting that top leg up. First of all, we're going to do it rotating out. So toes are pointing slightly up. We're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. Keep making sure you're not squashing your mouse hole. 2 more. Good. Now turn the toes so they're pointing down, so you're rotating the hip in and then lift again. So I almost feel like I'm driving my heel up towards the ceiling. Try and keep your pelvis and lower back in the same position as they have been, nice and controlled. You should really be feeling this now. Good. 1 more. Mini break. Give that muscle a bit of a pat and a rub, let the blood get back into it. Got your hip circles to do next. So floating that leg up, really reaching away through the toes, and you're drawing that circular shape from the hip. So I've just got cramp. Circular shape, about the size of an orange. Keeping that mouse hole intact, keeping your centre set. Trying to make the circles as circular as possible. Change direction, come on guys, this is hurting me too. You can push through it. Good, last one. And resting down, super job. Okay, we're going to change sides now. So grab a drink of water if you need to. Okay. So we started with the clam. So get your head and neck position, shoulders stacked, hips stacked, knees bent up, lengthen through the top side. So you're creating length here and then a little gap there. Centre set. And then lift and lower for clam level 1. Lovely, last one, then into level 2, floating it up and back. Good, trying to look at the quality of your movement as well, as much as you can. So getting that smooth movement. Good, last one like this, and then let's add in your knee extension. So lifting up, kicking it away, bending back and lowering down. Good. Keep making sure that your thighs behaving itself, your kneecap is pointing up to the ceiling as you extend your knee away. Good. 2 more. Well done, and resting down, super job. That muscle a bit of a pat. Let's take the legs out long. So check you can see your tippy toes, hips drawing away, centre set. So we did your side kick first, so we float your leg up to hip height, centre set, so maintaining that nice neutral pelvis as you kick your leg forward and back. So no rounding of the back as you kick your leg forward, trying to keep the balance. Nice little breath out as you kick forward. Breath in to come back. Two more. Good. Mini rest. Give it a rub. Okay, hip abduction. So lifting up, we did two versions of this. We did toes pointing up. Off we go, starting with that little bit of rotation out. When you rotate out by turning your toes up, make sure you haven't rotated back with the pelvis. It's a real killer, this one. Good. Now rotate the toes down, let your leg rotate in and lifting up. So you're driving through that heel mainly for this one. Keep your centre set. Last one. Mini rest. I've got your hip circles to do. You're nearly there. Okay. Give it a move up and down if it feels a bit tight. Okay, lifting up, pointing your toe, reaching away. We'll do your hip circle. So centre set, doing the circle the size of an orange, as smooth as you can. This one really kills after you've done those others. Good, and again, other way. Last one. And resting down. Bend your knees up. Well done, guys. So that's the hard work done. We're just going to do a few stretches now because you definitely deserve to stretch those glutes off. Okay, so we're going to come up into your hands and knees position. And we're going to do the really nice pigeon stretch. So taking one leg forward, sliding the leg through the other. So you're getting it coming across your body. Slide the other leg back, coming onto your forearms. Okay, head relaxed, relaxing that upper body and just using your body weight to allow that stretch to happen. Taking some really nice, good deep breaths in and out. Sinking into the stretch. We're going to come forward or out of that stretch. Go back into your hands and knees position, and then we'll go other leg, lifting it up and through. Slide the back leg back, coming forward onto your forearms. Nice, good breath in and out. Really allow that breath to help you sink your body into the stretch. Gravity in your body weight does the hard work for you in this stretch. Just got to allow that time. Good, well done. Back onto your hands and knees, and then taking your knees slightly wider than hip distance apart, we'll finish off with a shell stretch. So bottom back to the heels, and then stretching forward. Couple of good breaths in and out. Letting everything just relax. Walking your way back up. Well done, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little session and you should have felt that really nicely in your glutes. Well done.